Greetings and welcome to Doc Comics. Today we take a closer look at DCeased Issue 1 from DC Comics. My mother used to tell me there was no such thing as monsters. There was nothing hiding in the dark. Nothing was gonna jump out of the shadows. I wish I could have told my child the same thing, but by the time I was grown, I'd seen too many monsters. I knew they were real. The Justice League battled tirelessly for everyone. They kept most of the fighting to unpopulated areas, saved millions, and repelled legions of parademons. It was perhaps the League's finest hour, but also their last together. We see Darkseid, surrounded by various members of the Justice League, appearing to have been defeated. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman instruct him to leave Earth and never return. Darkseid stands, removes the lasso of truth from his neck with ease, and before stepping through a boom tube, boasts that he has no reason to return as he already has what he came for. Could this entire incident have just been a diversion? The heroes are puzzled over what just happened when Batman gets a notification that Cyborg is missing. Black Lightning says he saw Cyborg chasing parademons in Metropolis, but Bruce explains that he isn't on Earth. Flash asked how he could possibly know that, and Batman admits tracking Cyborg as he was essentially a walking weapon with alien tech. Flash then asked if he was also tracking them, and Batman pauses before saying no, the brief silence implying that he was in fact tracking every one of them. With the Justice League befuddled, we head to planet Apocalypse where we find Cyborg held prisoner. DCeased questions if Cyborg is familiar with the anti-life equation, then explains that Darkseid has already found one half and believes the other half will manifest on Earth. Cyborg asks where it was found, then Darkseid appears out of nowhere with a mother box and informs Cyborg that the other half of the equation lies within Cyborg's coding. Cyborg then makes a joke about Darkseid's entrance, but Darkseid isn't in a joking mood and orders DCeased to remove Cyborg's tongue. As the mother box begins merging with Cyborg, Darkseid summons death. When the Black Racer appears, Darkseid grabs him and holds him as DCeased begins draining death and injecting it into Cyborg, corrupting the anti-life equation. As Darkseid loses himself to corruption as well, DCeased sends Cyborg away, but it's too late. Darkseid was now under control of a new anti-life equation. Darkseid leapt into the fires of Apocalypse and unleashed an energy blast that obliterated his planet. Picking back up at Metropolis, Cyborg arrives through a boom tube. His systems automatically come online, and the anti-life equation jumped from him to the internet. He tried to firewall himself and cut his technology off from the world, but the damage was done. The anti-life equation had begun to spread as a techno-organic virus, infecting the minds of its victims through social media. As the corruption took hold of their minds, they clawed at their own faces in desperation and fear, hoping to rip the equation from their minds. Unaware of his return, Superman is recruiting a team to rescue Cyborg when he hears screaming outside. Leaping from a window, he flies to the middle of the city, horrified by what he sees. Back at their home, Jonathan is playing a game with Damian when Lois asks if he could locate a buzzing phone. Using his X-ray vision, he spots it and reaches for it when the phone explodes. Superman then smashes through the window and uses his heat vision to destroy the television, telling them not to look at any of the screens. We find Batman in Gotham, working swiftly as expected upon learning of the unfolding crisis. Using the Batcomputer, he isolates the virus, fortifies firewalls, and secures all local systems. Monitoring the analog camera network he installed, he witnesses his beloved city engulfed in flames. He calculates the virus's spread based on device usage, time zones, and other factors, revealing a staggering 600 million infections worldwide. The projection indicates an exponential surge, threatening to infect billions within days. Batman, believing he's secured the entire compound, discovers the connection extends beyond the Batcave. Frantically, he activates an EMP in a futile attempt to disable electronics. Unfortunately, it's too late. Meanwhile, Superman informs Lois of the urgent need to assemble the League, and Damian worries about his father's radio silence. Despite Damian's martial prowess and stoicism, he feels utterly powerless. Lois attempts to lift his spirits, reminding him of Batman's formidable capabilities. Their friend jests about Batman's aversion to social media. Superman reassures Damian of Batman's contingencies, but admits this crisis was unforeseen. Batman races through the mansion, searching for Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, and Alfred. Alfred, confronting an infected Nightwing, alerts Batman. Unwilling to harm his sons, Batman tries to reason with Nightwing, but the infected leap at him. In a moment of distraction, Robin infects Batman with a bite. Realizing the dire situation, Bruce urges Alfred to flee. In the chaos, Nightwing viciously attacks Batman, inflicting severe injury. Issue 1 comes to a close as chaos rips across the planet. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Doc Comics for more.